All right, so this is a quick video just to effectively record a problem that I have with this particular router here. So my internet supplier, my ISP is Pure Fiber Limited or something like that, that's what they call themselves. And so it's Pure Fiber, yeah. And I've been having this issue for more than around about 2 years or so, or even more, I think. In any case, a few months ago, I did raise the issue again, and somebody came down to replace the router. So I wasn't looking over their shoulders, but they did say they replaced it. But I'm having the exact same problem. And then recently, I was moved from IPv4 to an IPv6 enabled network, if you will, and then what happened is these two ports did not exist. These two here, which I'm going to remove right now. I can remove them, and I will remove them, I suppose. So these didn't exist. I've added them myself, but so it's 12. Remove these. So what happened is they did the migration from IPv4 to IPv6, like I was saying earlier, and I had a whole bunch of settings here, yeah, and I've established that these settings, once you save, once you back up, because there's this utility here, there's a backup utility here. So you do restore default. Where's the backup? Yeah, this is the backup right here, right? So you do backup, and it asks you where you want to back up, etc. And I think I did a few. So you save the file, etc. But the backup, I suppose it works all right. I mean, I've not actually tested it, but I think it does work. The backup does work. But the restore, however, once you restore from a backup, what happens is then then the things here in the port forwarding, these things, they get replaced, they get restored, so to speak, but then once you restore them, somehow the router locks them. So they locked. What do I mean, right? So what I mean by that is that these are restored, because I know what happened is they did the migration, and then they seem to have restored these two ports here, these two settings for the port forwarding. Although I had more settings than these, somehow only these two got reinstated from a backup, I guess. So my guess is that somebody was sort of deleting this stuff, and I thought, oh wait, why don't we just back them up and then restore them later? And then what they did, they'd only backed up these two. Like I said, I had a whole list of them here. They backed up these two and then they restored them. Why am I saying this? It's because I have noticed that this router, once you do a backup, once you do a restore rather, the settings here get locked. What do I mean by that? I mean that when, okay, they're restored, they're here, and then when you try to say you changed your mind, so I want to this port here, I want it to be forwarded to another IP address. So you can't edit them as such, but what you do normally is you remove them like I did earlier, you do OK, see what happens now. You see what happened? I refresh the page just in case. They're still here. Remove again. Do I want to remove? Yes, please. Still there. Let's refresh the page. It's still there, and it's gonna be there forever. So these two entries now, they're locked. What does that mean exactly? It means that this port now, I'm locked with this configuration, and if I want to change it, I'm stuffed basically. There's nothing I can do about it. So I've been sending emails over and over, but I just wanted to record this video so that, you know, we can see what has been happening. Because the last email I received from Pure Fiber, they're saying that they tried what I've described, and it seems to be working okay. Well, here you go, mate. It's not working okay. Remove. I'll do it a few times just in case. Yeah. Okay, one more time. So they're not removed. They don't get removed. I'm refreshing the page again. So the only way I figured the only way you could reuse this feature, basically, because now it's useless, the only way you can reuse it is by doing a factory reset and starting over. And this is why, previous to that, the last time I was using this, I did not do a backup or a restore, because I know the restore is useless and I can't use it. So no backup. I was doing things manually. And I was kind of happy with that, because even if I have 10 entries or whatever, I can still manage them manually. It's not a big deal. Yeah? And that's all I have as far as custom settings are concerned here. That's all I have. I have a few port forwardings, and I'm also just winding down. I'm not using them all that much, but it's important for me right now. It is very important, actually. So, and like you said, like I showed earlier, they had a few other settings that I've added manually, which can be removed still. So, I don't want to back up and restore, because I know the things get locked. So the last time I was using it, I wasn't backing up or restoring. I was just doing things manually, and I had a whole list here, and I could still go and remove and add things as I need. But then when the migration took place, this happened. These two ports, these two settings were restored from a backup. Must have done, because that's the only way this particular feature is locked. So they restored them from backup. Not only the restore was not done complete, because there was a few things missing, but also the restore has been done, which shouldn't have been done anyway, because I've described the problem, and I explicitly said that the restore will lock things up, and it did lock them up. It caused me inconvenience. I'll start talking to them again. But the last email I received last week was the guy saying, well, we tested it on a few machines, and it's all working. So now what we need to do now is to do a factory reset and that and the other. Okay, well, this video is basically just to make sure that we got a record of this particular fault here, and you know, avoid sort of hearsay and second guessing one another here. Okay, so that's that.